Iran-Israel news today. Iran-Israel strikes stoke war concerns. According to Fitch Ratings, the direct exchange of strikes between Israel and Iran has increased the likelihood of a regional crisis escalation that goes beyond Gaza. The possible impact of these episodes on Israel or other regional sovereigns, as well as global markets, is limited, according to Fitch, due to the apparent swift containment of the military exchanges. Since these recent strikes were the first time either Iran or Israel launched an attack directly on the other's territory from their own, Fitch gave them high marks. A significant escalation of the confrontation between Israel and Hezbollah, an ally of Iran, might lead to subsequent spirals of escalation, including direct assaults. Israel and its allies were able to foil nearly every Iranian missile assault, but the fact that Iran is eager to launch direct attacks increases tensions, especially in areas of Israel where we had thought there would be less danger from possible expanded confrontations with Hezbollah. We lower Israel's rating in comparison to its sovereign rating model result in part because its governance indicators already account for some of the outstanding direct security vulnerabilities, and in part because of the hostile foreign environment. Nevertheless, Israel's existing A+ rating leaves little space for improvement, so any additional escalation could result in a drop. As a result, the rating bears a negative outlook. The Arab Spring and wars in neighboring countries, particularly Iraq and Syria, were external shocks, but Jordan, BB-stable, managed to keep its domestic economy and politics stable. The economy grew slower and the government racked up a large amount of debt as a result of these shocks. An adequate amount of international reserves and strong international support, such as the recent $1.2 billion four-year IMF Extended Fund Facility, reduced the risks to the external finances. Even if the conflict in Gaza does not directly affect Jordan, it could pose greater obstacles to economic growth and budgetary consolidation if it continues into 1H24 or becomes regionally extensive. Further strain on Egypt's current account deficit could result from an escalation of regional turmoil, which threatens both tourism and Suez Canal receipts, B-stable. But Egypt is much less vulnerable to geopolitical events and near-term risks of external financing thanks to the Ras Al Hekma deal and increased exchange rate flexibility, which have allowed the country to access more funding from international financial institutions and non-resident inflows into its domestic debt market. Increasing regional tensions may entice militias in Iraq backed by Iran, B-stable. There is little room for additional decline in Iraq's governance metrics, which are already burdened by security concerns. But if the militias step up their targeting of U.S. interests in Iraq, it could slow economic growth and dampen export hopes, preventing U.S. energy sector corporations from fulfilling their recent investment pledges. Increases in oil prices under this scenario might mitigate or even eliminate the negative effects on Iraq's governmental finances and credit indicators. Since the end of 2023, the geopolitical risk premium in oil prices has been on the rise, indicating that conflicts in the Middle East could disrupt oil trading lines. New developments do not appear to have derailed the recent improvement in relations between Iran and members of the GCC. The likelihood of the Strait of Hormuz being sealed should be minimal due to this and the demands of China, which gets a lot of its oil from the Middle East. Oil prices, GCC sovereigns, particularly those with small fiscal and external buffers, and the world economy might all feel the repercussions of a closed strait. The fact that regional instability has already greatly curtailed Red Sea shipping traffic reduces the risks of a new escalation of war.